Okay, it is morning on the farm, and I wanted to say I actually made it home. That was a very scary ride home. I was driving from Tenkiller from the YouTube meetup. Oh, there goes a hawk. And I was listening to the old music, kind of going in between Tulsa stations in Oklahoma City, and all of a sudden the emergency alert sound comes on, and then they were saying tornado warning, this county. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in that county. Yeah, and then they said large hail, damaging winds, tornado on the ground, seek shelter, and beware of flying debris. And I'm driving down the highway. It wasn't raining yet, lightning really bad. And I was like, oh great. So I'm like looking for the next exit to find out where I need to go, because they say get out of your vehicles and all that. So I pulled in to 3 different stops. I said, by chance, do you have a tornado shelter? Nope. Got a bathroom. I'm like, is it fortified? Nope. Okay, never mind. I ain't getting in it. Then there was a casino there, and I thought, well, they have a vault. I wonder if they'd let us in it if there's a tornado coming. But it looked like it was closed, and I thought, that's weird. It's Saturday night. So I drove on after talking to my husband, and then I was talking with Jan, and they started praying for me, and they said a prayer, and I went ahead and my husband said it's all over the place. There's tornadoes everywhere, so you're just best just to try to get home. And I thought, well, I get a little bit further down the road and another alert goes on for the next county that I'm entering. And I'm like, I'm at that point, I'm cry praying. Lightning is really intense, and then all of a sudden a massive downpour where you couldn't even see the road. Pretty much cars were pulling over, which is good, but also bad because you can't hardly see them, and till you get real close to them. And I wished I'd have been videoing it, but I had no more space on my GoPro, and the truck in front of me had his flashers on. That's all I could see. I followed him all the way down to where he turned, and then I was like, oh great. And then I had to decide, instead of taking the back route, which would have put me in the path of more tornadoes, I dodged tornadoes all the way home. I didn't realize, every few seconds the alert was going off. I was listening to I don't know what channel it was. It was one of the news outlets here in Oklahoma City, but I normally listen to Channel 9 with David Payne, because they got the latest technology and all, and they have a massive storm tracker team. And so I was like, I couldn't find him on the radio, so I was listening to some other news forecaster, and he was talking about this massive tornado that hit Sulphur and Holdenville, and the debris ball was up 25,000 feet. And I was thinking, then my anxiety level was off the charts. My kids and I survived the May 3rd. I have driven off the road to avoid tornadoes. Years ago, we left Moore with my kids in the car, and there were 2 tornadoes behind me on 149th. So we go toward Choctaw Road, the back route to my mama's, and there's a tornado hitting the Choctaw Loves. And so then I turn to the right, and there's a tornado hitting Thunderbird Lake. And I'm like, well, there's nowhere to go. There's tornadoes everywhere. And so I just pulled into this nice couple's driveway because I saw them outside, and I said, do you have a tornado shelter? And she said, yes, grab your children. I said, we have pets too. And she said, grab them, it's okay. And I said, thank God, and we got in the shelter until everything passed, and we were able to go to my mom's. And then another tornado It is just a mess. Sometimes Oklahoma can be very volatile. And I have driven off the dang highway to get away from a tornado and drove through the dirt like there's no tomorrow. I have seen so many tornadoes hitting right and left. I'm just terrified of them. I worked the disaster services. I worked the May 3rd tornado. I was liaison for Bridge Creek in Newcastle, which was the worst hit for that May 3rd. So I know what tornadoes can do. And I'm absolutely terrified. And I'm trying to get over that storm anxiety. And I took a leap of faith and I went. And I'm glad I did. I had a great time. I got to meet so many channels. But the drive home, I was praying. And luckily, Christine at Gillum Farms and Mrs. Gillum Farms was on the phone with me. And Jan at Simply Jan Homestead. And they're like, it's okay, honey. You'll make it. Everybody's praying for you. And it'll be okay. And I'm like, you know, I'm basically about to cry, and I'm trying not to cry while I'm on the phone with them. And after they prayed, and I'm like, okay. And then Tom's like, just get home, because I told him I was just gonna try to go into the casino and just get in a safe room. And he goes, well, there's more coming. They're everywhere. They're popping up everywhere. You might as well just try to gun it and go home. And I'm like, well, you can't gun it. You don't understand. And trust me, I would have if I could have. The visibility would have been good. I had to drive about 30 miles an hour with the flashers, and everybody that was on the road had their flashers on and was driving that same speed. And like I said, if I hadn't have been behind that truck, I would not have been able to see the road. And I probably would have pulled over and probably would have got in the path of the tornado, because I went through, I looked at the tornado map on Channel 9 this morning, and I'll add that to this video, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, if that's not a miracle getting home last night, I don't know what is. I'm so thankful to have a relationship with God, and I believe with all my heart that He got me home. I do believe that. Because it was very scary. Very scary. And anyway, I feel blessed, and I wanted to share that with y'all. I'll be posting videos and of the event. It was a great time. My video's kind of choppy because once you get to going around a video, you end up talking to everybody, so your videos are kind of choppy, but that's kind of the fun of it, you know? So I didn't grab a lot of video. We had a great time. It was really, really a lot of fun. I hope to go again next year. And I hope the weather's not like this. That might hinder my decision to go. But anyway, y'all take care. I'm telling you, if you don't have a relationship with God, I would be terrified. Like, I wouldn't have made it home. I believe that.